We begin with breaking news.
And that breaking news is in Sacramento. That's where several shooting investigations are underway, including one along Highway 160.
So here's what we know. Around 5:30 this morning, there was a shooting on Highway 160 at Northgate Boulevard. A gray sedan was hit. Its windows have been blown out. That car ended up at Dos Rios and Vine Streets, currently parked in front of Smythe Academy Middle School. 2 people were inside at the time. At least one of them was sent to the hospital. CHP then appeared to have someone detained in that same area.
We do have live team coverage this morning with KCRA3's traffic expert Brian Hickey, as well as who's got some views from the scene from our live copter 3 with Melanie Wingo. But let's go to Leticia Ordaz right now with that person who has been detained. Leticia, what do we know?
Well, that person has now been taken away from the scene. We can tell you he was a man in his late 20s to early 30s, and he was standing right here in front of his car. That car is now in the back of the tow truck. It's a Toyota Avalon. For some reason, he is somehow connected to these reports of shootings, including that one person who was sent to the hospital after being shot near the 160 freeway and Northgate Boulevard and ended up in front of Smythe Academy. And right now, there is also a Toyota Tacoma with the rack. That was the first report that we got from the CHP. They were telling the public, be on the lookout, because this Toyota Tacoma was apparently allegedly shooting at cars off the freeway, including some incidents over in the South Sac area, and that's exactly the truck that we are seeing here being put in the back of a tow truck. And this is the complex, River Terrace apartment complexes. And right in front of here is where someone was detained. We don't have this person's identity, but we know that he is somehow now connected to this case. Another woman was also put in handcuffs after she was screaming at officers for making that arrest. We don't know her exact connection to all of this, but we know that they have reason to believe that somehow the person that was detained was involved with those freeway shootings, where at least one person is in the hospital, and we are still waiting to learn that condition. But again, we are taking a close look at what appears to be that Toyota Tacoma truck, light gray in color, with that rack that officers were searching for in connection to this incident. So no telling if that person was in the truck and then somehow switched over to the Toyota Avalon to not be noticed. But both of those cars are now in the back of a tow truck being investigated for somehow possibly being connected to these freeway shootings that, according to officers, when I spoke to them earlier, these cases appear to be completely random. So no word yet exactly why their windows were being blown out in the morning. Just a frightening situation, but a lot of people in this area breathing a sigh of relief that someone is in custody, possibly for these crimes. That is the very latest here live in Sacramento. Leticia Ordaz, KCRA 3 News.
But definitely a lot of questions still about what unfolded, how it unfolded, and more importantly, why. Leticia, thanks so much for that report.
All right, let's go to live copter 3 right now. And Melanie Wingo, we know you're over a very similar scene right there. You have another view of this tow truck. So what are you seeing from up above?
Well, so from up above, we were able to see this flatbed tow truck going into the apartment complex, and that's when we saw the tow truck driver hook up this Toyota Tacoma and then pull it onto the flatbed. Originally, when we first started hovering over the scene, we noticed that the Tacoma and this white SUV that was right next to it, they were surrounded by crime scene tape. You can still see some of that yellow tape up right now. All of this happening off of Capitol Park and Mill Creek. So that's the location where all of this activity is happening. And also just a little bit more zoomed out from that is where we saw CHP officers with that person detained near a gray sedan. And if we zoom in on that gray sedan, it appears that that is now hooked up to a tow truck also. And I believe that is what Leticia was referencing just a short time ago. When we hover over in Live Copter 3, we can kind of see what is on that private property, and that is the fact that they had that Tacoma, that vehicle of interest that they wanted to get, and now we are seeing, obviously, the tow truck driver, again, making quick work of this, pulling that vehicle off of the property of this apartment complex. You can see it leaving now the apartment complex, and then we presume authorities authorities will now search that vehicle after presumably getting a search warrant to do a search of that vehicle to see if it is connected to all of these different shooting incidents that we've been reporting on throughout the morning here on KCRA 3. That is to be determined, though. But again, you're seeing in real time the fact that this tow truck driver went into that apartment complex parking lot not 10 minutes ago, located the silver Tacoma that was taped off by crime scene tape and is now towing it away from the apartment complex to be searched. So that's what's going on from our view here in Live Copter 3. Mike and Brandy, I'll send things back to you now.
So Melanie, obviously you have that view there and you can see a little bit further than what the camera allows us to see. I got to imagine for the most part, there's no local traffic being allowed in and out of that apartment complex. Is that right? Oh, anyway, I think we just lost Live Copter 3. That's okay. We'll check back in just a little bit. Now, again, as you can imagine, this has had a major impact on roads all across our areas. Officers still try to piece all of this together.
Let's head over to traffic expert Brian Hickey for more on that.
And so the scene that Melanie is at right now, along with Leticia, is just off the map here, up off of the El Camino area. And then this is where the first crime scene was, right off of Vine and Dos Rios, over onto Richards Boulevard and out onto 160. Now, there were reports of bullet casings on 160. So clearly that's part of the investigation area there. And because of that, they have shut down 160 all the way back at Business 80. And that has continued to have an effect on Business 80. Starting to see a little relief. It was spilling all the way back out to the split. But once you get on there and go through like the Marconi curve here, you're looking at 14 miles per hour. The same coming in through Arden and El Camino before you finally get past all of that. So we have some delays there. Interstate 80 over the top, that's starting to let up. We were seeing delays all the way from Raleigh all the way over to I-5. And again, we've made it through the peak of our morning commute, so we are starting to see some relief. But for now, avoid 160 and Business 80 if you can. The rest of the area look good. No problems across the causeway. 50's looking good westbound, 5 and 99 northbound. Everything back in the green, including 80, down to the split. But it's past that location on Business 80 where you'll start to hit those delays. Back to you.
All right, Brian, thanks so much. All right, let's go right back to Melanie Wingo again. So, Melanie, I know we got cut off, but for the most part, my question was, is local traffic just being stopped from going in there?
That's what it appears, Mike and Brandy. I can't see any other vehicles besides the CHP vehicles that were blocking the cross streets around this apartment complex. And then, of course, that school bus I referenced at the top of the 9 o'clock hour that had to be turned around away from the roadblock. I'm not seeing any other local traffic. We're not seeing cars going in and out of the apartment complex where the attention of authorities was focused while they removed that Toyota Tacoma on a flatbed tow truck out of the scene. And now what we're seeing in our Live Copter 3 picture are those two potential suspect vehicles. We have that gray sedan off to the left. We have that Toyota Tacoma off to the right. That Tacoma, of course, is the one that was in the apartment complex surrounded by crime scene tape. And then that sedan that's off to the left of your screen that's hooked up to a tow truck now, that's one that when we initially rolled up on the scene in Live Copter 3, we noticed seemed to be associated with a person who CHP officers had detained. All four doors of that sedan were open. The trunk was open. It appeared that some of those officers were pulling evidence, possibly pulling items out of the vehicle as they continued to try to determine whether these vehicles are related to any of the incidents that we have been covering throughout the morning here on KCRA 3. So, yeah, it's quite the scene to see this all kind of come to a head in this neighborhood of Capitol Park and Mill Creek. And as you can see, there's some crime scene tape, again, blocking off part of a parking lot that we believe is related to an apartment complex. That's off to the right-hand side of your screen. And then those two suspect vehicles right there in the intersection there, right where that Mill Creek comes to a T with Capitol Park. So that's what's happening out here right now. It remains to be seen, again, how these vehicles may or may not be connected to what we've been reporting on here in those multiple shootings here this morning, right here on KCRA 3. We've been talking about this throughout the morning since about 5 o'clock.